President and CEO of the Internet Society and the Internet Society Foundation. I want to thank the African Network Operators Group for inviting me to be part of the 2026 Africa Internet Summit. I am delighted for the opportunity to join you remotely, although I wish I could be there in person with you in Nairobi. Fortunately, many of my Internet Society colleagues, as well as Internet Society members, are there on the ground, and I look forward to hearing from all of them about what opportunities for collaboration emerge from the days ahead. Across the Internet Society, we have always looked to this community for inspiration and practical solutions for how to build an internet for everyone. Because Africa's internet growth over the past 3 decades has not happened by chance. It has been built by people like you, the network engineers, internet exchange point operators, trainers, researchers, technical operators, and community leaders. Thank you for all being here to continue this important work. I also want to take a moment to remember someone who is not with us today, Alan Barrett. His recent passing was felt across the global internet community and deeply within the Internet Society, because Alan was a founding member of the South Africa Internet Society chapter back in 1997 and a committed advocate for the internet. I wish he was here to see the return of Afrinic as a co-organizer of AIS. Afrinic's institutional resilience is one of Alan's many notable contributions to our field. It is a legacy that's also visible throughout Africa's internet infrastructure. In particular, the ongoing work to make the internet more resilient and more affordable. Because the reality is that people across the continent are still having to pay far too much to use a network that, all too often, is unstable. We saw that in 2024 in West Africa and East Africa, when damage to a subsea cable triggered weeks of internet disruptions. As long as internet traffic in Africa has to be routed through other continents in order to reach other parts of Africa, the network is nowhere near resilient or reliable enough to meet people's needs. And when 1 gigabyte of internet costs on average 25% of a person's salary in Central African Republic, it leaves meaningful connectivity entirely out of reach. Which, as we all know, all leaves economic opportunity out of reach as well. The good news is, of course, that there are solutions, like internet exchange points that help keep traffic local and reduce costs for users, like community networks that are allowing communities themselves to take ownership of their digital future. And in the past 12 months alone, we've seen DNSSEC adoption expand across Africa, helping to make the internet safer and more secure for everyone. None of these technical solutions are possible without the internet technical community. Regulators, policymakers, companies, and communities simply cannot expand the internet without your deep technical expertise. And they cannot make this internet safer for people without this community either. But increasingly, we are seeing a push to sideline technical voices from the multi-stakeholder model of internet governance. We saw that clearly in December at the WSIS Plus 20 high-level event meeting, when governments came alarmingly close to excluding stakeholders, including technical experts, from their deliberations. 20 years ago, it would have been unimaginable for those who help build and operate the internet not to have a seat at the table when decisions for and about the internet are being made. Today, however, the multi-stakeholder model is increasingly under strain. So just as you defend and strengthen the global network itself, I urge you all to defend and strengthen the model that has allowed all of our voices to shape the internet. Defend your fellow stakeholders. Ensure that civil society and user voices are part of every technical discussion. Advocate for your rightful place at the table. Use a multi-internet governance approach to advance an internet that is safe, secure, and available for everyone. Gatherings like AIS are the perfect place to do exactly that. They create opportunities to exchange knowledge, build partnerships, and support the next generation of internet leaders. The discussions you'll have this week have the power to help connect the roughly 700 million people across Africa who still lack internet access and access to the digital economy. This is why ISOC is tremendously proud to support this event and be part of this incredibly important community. So thank you for taking the time to come to AIS and for being generous with your expertise. Because the future of the internet in Africa still isn't built by chance. It's built by people like you. So thank you for including me. Thank you for including the Internet Society, and I wish you a very successful event.
Thank you.